Hi there, today I'm going to do a Spirit Speak session with my deck. The deck that I created, there's actually 5 decks in it, and so from deck 1 we pull the card that tells us the focus of the session. So this is basically the focus of what are we looking at in our life right now? What are the things that we're believing that are not true, and how can we reprogram that? So what we're working with today, this card says, let's see what we can do to help you create a more loving relationship with the Divine Mother. So I think it's really interesting because for so long we were taught that God was Father. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's just absolutely no way that we can have life without the mother. So, I'm not here to tell you what God is. I'm just here to share my experiences, and I see God as a mother and a father. So, what we're actually doing today is we're going to be working on the belief systems that are preventing us from accepting the truth. Well, I believe it's the truth, but accepting the truth, and whatever that is for you. You may not want my truth, and that's okay. Scroll away. But if you feel drawn to forming this relationship with the Divine Mother, then that's what we're here to do right now. So the card from deck 2 says that we have been stuck in shame. So the card from deck 3 is going to tell us what that is doing in our lives. So card 3, or sorry, from the deck, it says from deck 3, I'm not feeling good today. Okay, this is interesting because this is the same card that showed up yesterday. So if you read the cards together, it says, you've been stuck in shame, and this is preventing you from feeling abundant. This is putting a limit on what you attract into your life. You are locking out your blessings. So this is really interesting because wow, this is really interesting because how many ways have women been taught that we are not valuable? And interestingly enough, and again, I'm not here to push my beliefs on anybody, but what I truly believe is, even in the Bible, they say we are going to make man and women in the image and likeness of us. That to me is a really big hint that what God was saying is, let's make man and woman in the image and likeness of us, meaning the mother and the father. I feel like this analogy and this belief and this like truth, is it a truth? I don't know. But feeling held by the Divine Mother and the Divine Father is us tuning into unconditional love that we may not have received from our parents. No matter how great your parents were living within their own limits, within their own beliefs about lack, and within their own fears. So sitting in the arms of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father is giving us this experience of love, because the mother's job is to nurture and nourish and just coddle and love the children, and the job of the father is to set boundaries and provide and protect. Like, there are different roles, and that is why I feel like so many families have divorced parents right now, mine included. I divorced my husband. I see what that has done for my children. I see how not healthy it is to not have two parents in a home. I believe I made the right choice, but I do see how important it is to have a mother and a father working together to raise the children. And that's why I believe it's so healthy for us to see God as the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. So, you know, it's so interesting because the Bible itself did not speak about the Divine Mother. Why is that? You know what I mean? Like, we'll never know the answer, but it's because women were never respected. And like I said yesterday, we just got to start voting how many years ago? Like, right? Women were not respected. And we've gone through a lot. Like, I know men have too, but I was sexually harassed at almost every fucking job that I had. And then when I stood up to the fuckers, I lost my job. You know, I was sexually molested by a babysitter's son when I was a little girl. I I was sexually assaulted on a date years ago. Like, there's a lot of shit. And like, sexual harassment was just such a fucking thing in so many areas of my life. And it was always men that had power. So women have a lot of shame to work through because the people that are abusing us don't want to deal with their shit. They don't want to take responsibility. So they want us to blame ourselves. And that is what's been happening for many years to women. So I am here to tell you it's not your fault. But if we keep blaming men and keep staying angry with them, we're never going to heal and we're never going to find a good man, because a healthy woman is going to attract a healthy man. So this session is so powerful. We're working through so much right now. And the card from deck 4 says, it's time to start enjoying life. Have some fun today and every day. Joy is a magnet for love and abundance. And this is really true because we can spend our time focusing on so many things, but what we focus on expands. So I don't want to keep focusing on my past. I mean, we do have to face it in order to heal it, but then there's a point where we free it and we move past it. I want to meet really, really good men. And in order to do that, I think about it. I imagine what a great man would talk to me like, or how he would speak to me, how he would hold me, you know, how he would want to love my children, how he's just a generous, loving, giving person. You know, and there's also these levels of not wanting or needing it in order to make us happy, but being healthy enough to receive it, being healthy enough to receive from a really good man. And in order to do that, we have to love ourselves, which means we have to love, we have to love the feminine within us. Women are trying so hard to be so strong and, you know, yes, we want to be strong, but being soft and gentle is not weak. Being soft and gentle is the strongest thing that you can actually be. Being in touch with your emotions, being being feminine is a beautiful thing. And I'm you know, recently stepping into my role of being a strong feminine by being gentle and loving and nurturing. And it's an interesting thing because I don't know any role models out there that we have showing us how to do this. So anyway, the card from deck 5 says, everything is happening exactly how it needs to. Very, very soon you will see. We always have a plan to help you step into your divine purpose. And this is the same card that came up yesterday. This card keeps showing up. So really sit with this today. Start enjoying life. The feminine enjoys. She plays. I said, she's gentle, but very, very strong. She's here in this moment. She's here. She's present. She's loving. She's trusting. She's strong and she's kind. So that's your session for today.